What's up, y'all? It's your boy Mean. Welcome to the channel where anime and manga means more. And today we're reviewing One Piece chapters 661. You know what had me laughing? The cover page. I mean, Hannibal became the warden of Impel Down. Now the funny thing is, he's nowhere near as strong as what's his name, Magellan. So what happened to Magellan? Is Magellan taking what you call him spot? Cause we pretty much know Smoker didn't take a Kiji spot. Now they need somebody to fill that void. Maybe Magellan's there now. So I think that's a good possibility now. So Luffy and his company is still in the banana boat sailing across that little lake, and they're getting blasted at on both sides by bandits, and they actually hit the water and it tosses the ship up and they get launched. Now they falling into this icy river. This icy lake. Turns out the giant is a alligator centaur. That's the weirdest one yet. And he has a former bounty of a little bit over 80 million. I'll get to that later on in this review. But he had a former bounty of 80 million. So he used to be a pirate. So I'm guessing the bandits was former pirate crew. They got messed up and now they're just bandits on their island. They might be stranded with them. So Zoro is holding on to Luffy. Usopp is holding on to Robin. And Zoro's like, here, take Luffy and hold both of them. And I'll be able to chop these guys up. Zoro gets snatched up like Samuel L. Jackson in Deep Blue Sea. The one a shark came up from being under and just grabbed him and pulled him under. And the pirates, the bandits just laughing. They're like, okay, they reveal why why that happened. Because Usopp's like, what is a shark doing in the lake? Basically, I think that lake was made from the Aki Inu Akiji fight. When they fought, they bust open a hole in the ground and it cracked a hole in the island, and that lake is basically attached to the sea. So the sea animals is passing through, all the time. So that's how those animals got there. Now, Usopp is pretty much stuck. He got two people in his hand that he can't put down because they're doubtful using their sink and get eaten by sharks. And so he can't really draw on his weapon, to face these bandits. So he's like, man, what can I do? Turns out Brook was there and he seen it, and he already they was getting ready to shoot Usopp down, but he already froze their guns. So as soon as they did, it backfired on them. So Brook had things under cover, and they're like, who's the skeleton dude? This part had me laughing. Brook says, my name's not important. He said, it's Brook. What? He said the name's not important. Didn't sit there and mention his name. He told them both his names. He said also known as Soul King. Gave him a big monologue, all that kind of stuff. Even though right after he said it wasn't even important. So that was funny. And he's taking on these guys. He's tossing these bandits. I keep saying pirates. They former pirates. Tossing these bandits around, these centaurs and whatnot. And they're like, man, this guy's strong. Now anyway, Zoro and Usopp, Luffy and Robin, they escape out of the water with them. And they're like, man, these sharks ain't gonna be able to beat us. They're like, what we've been through in these past 2 years. Then they said, now this cold is a different story. They was frozen. They couldn't even move. So the sharks couldn't take her, but the cold definitely get. But after they do this, one of the bandits recognizes Luffy. And he's like, oh, he's one of the old supernovas 2 years back. And then he's like, he has a bounty of 400 million. And they panic. I got the hiccups. Oh, my bad. Oh, my God. So they start to panic. So now they don't know, how they're going to deal with them. I guess now, Usopp, Luffy, and Zoro and Robin, they're going to take the clothes from these bandits, to stay warm, whatever. They need some warm clothes. They got to do what they got to do. Meanwhile, Law is fighting Smoke Dog, and he cuts the ship in half and is tossing the ship around. And he has it stuck to some, glaciers, all kinds of stuff is happening. And his room is freaking huge. And the other Straw Hats, Sanji, Frankie, and Chopper and Nami, they're running. and because they don't want to have running with the Marines, he increases the size of the room even more. And he actually like shoots their heart out. Now, if you look at their hearts in the shape of a heart, so it's probably not really their hearts. And he switches them. And guess what? He switched their bodies. Their minds got switched. So now Sanji is inside of Nami. That's going to be interesting for next week. Frankie is inside of Chopper. Chopper is inside of Sanji. And Nami's inside of Frankie, if I'm not mistaken. So the Marines is getting ready to face off against Law, and they're like, we're going to tell, the government what you're doing, and you're going to get your Shibukai status removed and, revoked. And he said that ain't going to happen. And he takes the Dendemushi, like he says scan or whatever. He can scan the area and tell what's in it. So that's part of his powers. I'm going to get to that in a second. But anyway, he takes this and he said, I can't let you leave or whatever. So I need to see what Law is up to. So Smoke Dog is fighting against Law, right? And he looks like he can hold his own. And he reveals what the name of the fruit that Law has. And it's called the Ope Ope no Mi, I think. Something like that. Ope Ope no Mi. And he says that he can modify things. So it fits his doctor, since he's a doctor, that devil fruit fits him. And he says in that room, it's basically like his operating room. He can do whatever he wants in that room. So everybody needs to back up so that Smoke Dog can face him by himself. Tashigi says, I'm going to take him out with him. And he says, no, your haki ain't strong enough. Meaning that, Law has got to have haki. And his haki is strong. They say he's too strong. This dude is off the charts. He done built up. He told his crew. He said, let's wait. He said, One Piece ain't going nowhere. He was training. He was training that whole 2 years. That must have been what he was doing. Boy, then he upped his game. So the chapter was good, but it didn't really reveal too much outside of the his devil, Law's devil fruit power. It was just good action. The next chapter should be really interesting because I'm trying to see what happens with Sanji and Nami and whatnot. She's going to be fighting him the whole time, trying to make sure that he doesn't do anything inappropriate with her body until they switch back. Or until, I don't know if they got to get out of, the samurai wasn't in his room now when he was still cut up. So does that mean that they have to get Law to switch them back? That's the problem. Or maybe they can get him to jump in the, toss him in the ocean that'll cancel out his devil fruit and they'll switch back. Who knows? I don't know. That his powers might also be how he got all those, it's definitely how he got all those hearts. But those hearts, if you look at them, those in the shape of like fake hearts. Those are not in the shape of real hearts. So he didn't actually really switch their real hearts. So I guess that's the same technique he used to say he did it with real hearts, with the other pirates or whatever. Probably them frozen people in that room. Also, one more thing. Did y'all notice that alligator centaur? That's Brownbeard. If you didn't know, that's Brownbeard. Remember when Whitebeard got killed and the pirates started going crazy all around the world? That the first one to do it was Brownbeard, which is the alligator centaur. I kept looking at him. I said, man, this dude looks familiar. And I picked it up. I pretty much looked up. He got the same hat, beads on his hat, same hair, all that. That's what you call him. But what I'm trying to figure out is like, I don't think he was a centaur at the time when he first attacked. I don't believe so. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he had a crew full of centaurs. So I'm guessing that all this happened later on. I'm thinking Law is probably doing it. That's what I... Remember I said that he was probably training for 2 years? He probably was training on that island for 2 years. Because you see he mastered his devil fruit power. And his devil fruit power is to, they say he makes him into a modification man or whatever. He can modify things. I'm guessing that he was slicing all these people up and turn them into centaurs, doing experiments on them, basically to enhance his powers and work on his, his mastering his devil fruit power. Now, his synopsis of his devil fruit power, they say he can modify. Now, we've seen him do pretty much 4 different things. He can, and 3 of them all has something to do with modifying. He can move things in that room. He can disassemble and reassemble. Let's take it like, let's say he's in the clock and that's his room. Let's say he's in the clock and he makes a room in there. He can switch the gears, you know, from one place to another. Anything, like, basically he's making changes to that to whatever is in that room. He can not only move things, he can disassemble things, which he does by cutting, and he can reassemble them. Remember how the things that he cuts stick together and they can be reassembled in different orders or whatever? So basically he's all modification. And I guess when he says scan, that's part of his powers, where he can tell what's in that room. He can, sense everything in that room, so he knows how he wants to modify things. I'm guessing that's a synopsis of his powers. They didn't really give an in-depth one, so it's all inference. But that seems like that's his powers. Everything he does got something to do with changing something within that room. Whether it be moving things. I don't know if he's actually moving things or if he's replacing them. Like he replaced the air in his pockets with the Denden Mushi or something. I don't know. I don't know if he's switching things, but somehow he's moving things in his room. He's disassembling them, basically, breaking them down and then rebuilding them, modification. So that seems like that's his powers. He got 4 different things that we know of so far. He can scan things to know what's in there. He can disassemble them by cutting them, and reassemble them by putting them back together in different orders. And he can also do that with things that are intangible, like people. Like he switched to Straw Hat's mind, and he can what's the other thing? I forgot. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments. Let me know what you think. Rate the video, subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.